Zo.
Zo. All right, we left off last time. Everybody can hear me, okay? Right? Just before I start.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, I can.
Okay. So when last we left off, you both, the team had taken care of the werewolves without a single bit of having to fight. Thanks to a scroll of unknown spell and
scroll of gnomish or goblin scroll of anti-werewolf
and a charm person spell. You were able to just simply walk by the problem and make sure the cart was delivered. You know that in 2 days you will need to once again escort the cart and prove that this is not a one-of situation, that this is something that can be repeated. In the meantime, you have a day in between to do what you please, pick up anything you might need for the trip. But of course, another day means another question. And the fam hands want to know if you could go back, if you could be integrated into another house again, what house would you want it to be?
None of the above.
That's fair.
I'm happy with the fam hands.
Okay.
Galfy?
Why do you keep calling me that?
Because we're friends. You can call me Paxi if you want.
That's not even a shortened version of your name. That's making it longer.
You can call me P if you want. Or Axe. Ooh, make me sound intense. What house would you choose? It's Jeopardy music because you're not answering.
Don't you also have to answer the question?
Yeah, you go first.
Whitney, don't drink that. It's a candle.
I'm not gonna drink it. I'm just smelling it.
Come on, these are the easy questions. We're not even to the deep character defining questions.
That's an easy question.
Yeah. If you could go back to if you could be reintegrated into a family, which one would you want it to be? So you can see all the families on the screen. There's Goblin, Rurik, Ruxpin, the Gnomish People's Popular Front, the Dryads, Narenhawk, Blade, Stonefist, Zoer, Rezix. Which one of those families, if any, do you want to go back to?
You'd probably pick Zoe, right? Because we were treated so nicely there.
F Zoe. Fuck Zoe. Fuck Zoe in the ear.
So what is it, Gelfie?
None.
Okay, very good.
Well, I don't think there should be any houses because I don't think it's good to divide people. But I like spending time with Dryads the most. So if I had to pick, I would pick them.
Very good. Makes sense. All right, well, before we go on to your questions, let's maybe give you guys something to think about that might make things a little easier for you to decide on questions. Another night has gone by, and some of you had a worse overall day than others. So, let's start with that person, Harcourt.
Yes.
You managed to get home thanks to an unexpected friend in Galfine.
Well, I suppose.
Your sleep is pretty deep. In some ways, though, it feels like you might feel as though you wish it wasn't. Throughout the night, you have dreams of the things that have happened throughout your life over what has only really been the last few months. It was months ago in your head that you were here, that you were dealing with all of this, that you were in House Zoe. It was not even weeks ago that you were in another country, far from here, worried about this very country invading that one, or this very city invading that one.
Yep.
And now here you are back in it. Your brain keeps trying to wrap itself around the reality of where you're at and what has happened. Instead, all it can find is what feels like more confusion and less questions answered. Ending in that familiar voice of Candor reminding you, "Find me. I'm here."
Ugh.
Galfine. It was a very good thing you did for Harcourt, wasn't it?
I mean, I guess I did technically save him.
Now, here's the problem. Didn't you leave someone to die? Sure, it was a criminal, but did he deserve death?
But did I know he was dying?
Did you even check? You rushed out and left that man in the cold, dark streets, in an alley nonetheless, bleeding on the ground. Who knows? I mean, it was in the Zoe territory. For all you know, while he was laying there, someone just came up and shanked him, and then took everything he had of value and left.
Was him right for shooting at us?
Now his family might be in desperate need of help, of food, of money, of a father. These things swim through your head as you sleep. I need to know, though, when Galfine wakes up, do these thoughts bother her? Or does she just think that it was okay to not check on that man because he shot at her? I'll give you a little time to think on that.
When do we ask our questions?
When I finish the nighttime stuff and we jump back to the current time. Speaking of that, Pax, how are you feeling about the fact that for the last couple of nights in your home, you felt like something's been kind of prodding at your brain?
I probably need to do some meditation.
Okay. You want to try to do some meditation?
Okay.
Okay. Are you taking a seat on your bed or are you meditating on the floor?
I am laying on the floor.
Okay. You're going to lay on the floor. Are you going to take your...
I'm going to lay on the bed.
Okay. So you are spending your time attempting to meditate. But
do I roll a meditation spell?
I'll explain what will happen in just a moment. You're trying to focus on things and you start feeling like Perhaps you should have done something more about those werewolves. Like, they were trying to take away your livelihood. They were trying to kill those animals. And you let them go without trying to get them convicted of anything or without fighting them?
Convicted? That wouldn't happen. I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner. I did what I could.
You're meditating, so you can kind of feel something different in your brain. Give me a sense motive. You feel that sensation you get when something is trying to tug your brain in a direction magically. Do you want to embrace it or try to resist it?
I guess I'll embrace it.
Okay. So you start thinking about, like, well, what would have happened if you would have gotten angry at the werewolves? You could have fought them. You could have told your party
I could have fought them. I don't have fighting skills.
But Galfine does. You could have had Galfine come down on them with the scythe. You could have had Zug fire off a shot of his firebolt into their fur. You could have had a Harcourt.
It's best to resolve things peacefully when you can.
Are you trying to go with it, or are you trying to fight it now?
I mean, what?
So what we're doing here is you're attempting to be kind of mindful, and you're attempting to kind of feel where this like little twinge in the back of your head is going. So you're letting yourself be receptive to whatever is happening.
Yeah, but I still can disagree with it.
Sure, but if you start vocalizing it, it's a sign that you're resisting it.
Okay, just continue.
It's about embracing the idea.
I want to embrace some snacks.
You could have had Harcourt find whatever a value was on them afterwards. And that would have helped the party significantly. Don't you think that would have been a good idea? Give me a sense motive. Again. Are you failing at headphones?
They keep hurting my ear.
I'm sorry. You can try my other ones if you want. Okay. You're staying pretty focused on it. Do you want to keep going with it, or do you want to try to get out of it?
I can keep going.
Okay. So this is the part where I warn you that if you fail your wisdom check now, you are going to be affected as if you had botched, as if you had rolled a natural one, and worst case scenario of the effects of whatever is happening happen. But if you save, you will be able to get more insight into what is happening.
Okay.
So do you want to go with it, or do you want to fight it?
Whatever, let's try.
Okay. Give me a will save.
It's an attempt.
That's just clicking will.
Yep. Ooh. You will not sleep this evening as a very unusual sensation overtakes you. You feel very angry. You feel like you want to yell at someone, possibly even hit someone. Do you want to decide who that person should be, or will you let fate decide?
No.
You cannot resist this. You must choose one of your party members, and you must knock at their door and yell at them and attempt to punch them. You failed.
Why does it have to be a party member? It could be anybody.
Because it's who's on your mind right now. You do not have control of yourself at the moment.
Then apparently I can't choose either.
Okay, then I will choose for you. So I will roll a d5 or a d4 because that's the remaining party members. We'll do what I see on my screen is from top left to bottom right. I'm sorry. I'll go around clockwise, starting with Galfine and moving around, and Charles will be on a roll of 4. So Galfine, you are 1. Harcourt, you are 2. Zug, you are 3. And Meg is 4. All right. So you go knocking on Meg's door.
I don't think she's going to answer. She's not there.
You don't know that. So you're pounding on the door and you're starting to yell at the door.
Meg, where are you? I need to talk. I can't sleep.
You're mad at Meg. Meg isn't answering the door. Why isn't Meg answering the door? Meg, answer the door.
Meg, I need help.
Kick that door down.
So when you think you're saying you need help, and instead you're saying, Meg, you better open this door. I need to talk to you right now. Get this door open. Everybody else, give me a perception, except James, who is like unconsciously asleep.
Got it.
It is at a -5. So, Zug, you do end up hearing it. Do you want to look out and see what's going on?
Nope.
I got a peephole, man. I'm trying to see if I can see out of that thing.
You cannot see out of the peephole from here. You need to get some mirrors put in the hallway if you want that.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna ready your burning hands and see what's going on.
Okay. Outside of Meg's door, you can see that that Pax is like wildly pounding on the door and like screaming obscenities at Meg.
Walk over, man. What did Meg do?
Pax turns to you and says, "Shut up! This is none of your business."
I'll shrug and go back into my room.
This is very unrealistic.
I am gonna try and determine with a detect magic.
Okay.
If that's some sort of like magical effect going though.
There is no magical effect happening here.
Alright. I'm satisfied.
And eventually Meg starts to wind down and goes back into a room. But you can still hear
Meg
the soft.
or Pax?
I'm sorry, Pax. You can still hear like the soft stomping of little goblin feet around a room throughout the night.
Soft stomping.
Mm-hmm. Well, because you have little tiny goblin feet, it would be like if Hazel were walking around here stomping.
Hazel can't stomp.
She can stomp. She can push her foot down with additional pressure. That is what stomping is.
The cat stomps.
Yes. Eventually, you will come out of it wondering why you're standing in the middle of your room, wondering why you're so tired, and wondering why your throat hurts.
Okay.
Zug, outside of that weird instance overnight, you saw no magic from that. Is there anything else that you're thinking about with regard to magic?
Well, yeah, I'm wondering about that werewolf scroll.
Okay. So you're trying to recall some aspects of that scroll. Go ahead and give me an intel check. Ugh. Of course you'd botch here.
Yeah.
You can't remember it really well, but like what bothers you about it is when casting it, any spell that you would have cast, especially if it was mind affecting like it seemed to be, well, actually give me a knowledge arcana here. Before I say this, I'm going to assume you're going to make it, but yeah, so that's enough.
I'm rolling pretty bad. That was a 2 right there.
That's a base. That's at least base enough to know that that like mind affecting spells, if you're the caster, should only be like you should be the person who controls the mind affecting spell. But this time when you cast it, the normal magic that would happen when you felt a charm spell like leave you didn't happen. You didn't feel like the charm link that you normally get from when you hit somebody with like a charm person effect. In this case, it was just like you cast the spell and some magical energy seemed to come out of you, but not the amount that normally would happen. It was almost as if, like, it's like the feeling you would use when you first got to try a wand. Like, the energy seems to come from the device and not from you internally. Overall, though, your sleep is relatively peaceful, and you get no messages from any of your contacts in the evening.
All right.
All right. So the next morning, you are all at breakfast.
Did they say I was getting a letter that day? That I was supposed to get a letter that day?
No, you will get communication soon. But first, you had to cast it, and then eventually they will let you know the results.
Okay.
So, cutting back to that evening, or that morning, that you answered the first question.
Ask questions.
Nope. You still got questions to answer. If we do nothing else with this session, I will get questions.
Oh, of course you will.
So.
All right.
Who's got first question?
If you had to cut off your own arm, would you?
If I had to, yeah.
No.
For what reason?
Just have to cut it off.
Yeah.
Choice, you have to do it. Would you be the one to do it, or you want somebody else to do it? I guess is the better way to put that.
No, you just said you have to, but would you?
No, you have to lose the arm. You have to lose the arm. Would you want to cut it off, or do you want somebody else to do it?
I want someone else to knock me unconscious first and then do it.
That's not an option.
You can't give parameters after the fact. There were no parameters.
I'll roll sleight of hand. Here we go.
I'm waiting.
No, this would be a bluff, James. You're not writing it down. You're speaking it.
Okay, here we go. There you go. What was it?
Why is it filling up with bluffs? You oppose bluff with sense motive, Whitney.
Oh, hold on.
Not with bluff. You don't lie back to him.
Or maybe I do.
My lie is better than your lie, so I win.
No, it's like a counter. It's like a counter bluff.
So this would be the kind of situation where you kind of don't want to believe him. So you get the gist that he's like trying to change. He is definitely trying to change his the parameters of his question. That wasn't his original idea, but now that other people are coming up with other answers, he's changing what he wants the answer to be.
Yeah, so chill out, dude. I'm sticking with my original answer to the original question.
So no.
No.
Okay.
Calfine, though, you still haven't answered the question either way.
I guess I'd do it myself.
Okay. Harcourt, answer your own question.
Yes, undoubtedly.
You would do it yourself?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd pass out.
Well, I know where to do the cutting.
All right, who's next?
All right. Why was Pax so mad last night at at Meg?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm describing the scene that I saw.
Oh.
No, we can't change the parameters of the question.
Who has a clapper that they're trying to activate in the background?
What?
I keep hearing what sounds like... Oh, okay. All right, what was your question again, Tom? What was Meg's...
Why was Pax so mad at Meg last night? And then I described the scene that I'd seen.
Okay.
Sounds like it should have been a Cards Against Humanity card.
She was angry because Megan ate the last of the cheese doodles.
A likely reason. Galfine, maybe you know the answer. Pax doesn't even know that it happened.
I mean, the only thing I could really think of is if Meg were to do something to, like, her banjo or something.
It's a ukulele.
Ukulele, sorry. I'm not good with musical instruments, okay?
Alright, Zug, what's your theory?
I think she was finally showing her true self. I detected magic and there was no magical effects going on.
So it's only either personality or magic. Those are the only things.
Yep.
Blame cheese doodles.
I think you need to read up on some psychology books instead of your law books.
And I'm also pretty sure that Pax took a level in Barbarian for level 2.
I'm still waiting on snacks. Maybe James is right, because, I mean, I could get grumpy without my snacks.
Oh, breakfast is being served now.
What do we
And
have for
there's
breakfast?
no cheese doodles.
You can have any basic food item that you can think of for breakfast.
Except cheese doodles.
I want porridge with maple syrup and pecans.
You got it. I was debating whether or not you could get pecans, but yes, you can have some pecans.
And raspberries.
No raspberries.
Why?
They do not have access to raspberries here.
Can I have a cup of tea?
They can get you a cup of tea, yes.
Made from raspberries.
It's raspberry ribis. No, it's made from whatever celestial seasonings raspberry is made from.
So poison.
Cheese doodles.
Probably.
Alright, I'm gonna get a black coffee and a well done frittata.
It comes
With,
out burnt.
Good. That's how I want it. With a nice selection of ingredients.
The guy is like apologizing to you about the frittata because he was like, he said he told the cook, like, he asked for it well done, and the cook was like, frittatas don't happen like that. And he's like, then I think the guy just doesn't want to get sick from it. So he just overcooked it.
I didn't know the new thing was ordering our breakfast. Do we now have to order our breakfast every time?
No, you don't have
I
to.
like ordering my breakfast.
You are not required to order your breakfast.
Okay, thank goodness.
Besides, Galfine sounds like the type of person that's like, I want eggs, and they're like, how do you want them? And she's just like, ugh.
I just want eggs.
So they bring you out
Here
like...
are 2 raw eggs.
Yep. And then they ask if you want any meat, and you're like, yes. And they're like, what kind? And you're like,
No, and you're like,
Wait.
yes.
The edible kind.
Yeah, so you basically get whatever they have left over of for meat, and
Chef special.
whatever way they happen to cook the egg while they're like procuring your meat. This may even be somebody's like leftover food or the extras.
Protein with a side of protein.
Yep.
Fried mind flayer.
No, you're definitely not going to get your hands on that easily. Alright, who's got the next question? Or does Harcourt want to tell me what Harcourt's getting for breakfast? Everybody what Harcourt's getting for breakfast.
I'm getting fried eggs with grape jelly smothered all over it.
Alright.
I don't have tea in my coffee.
That is actually a thing that's starting to happen, and I don't understand it.
Good, because I just made it up. I'm
No,
glad it's a real thing.
there were like 3 or 4 people recently that got tea mixed with coffee.
Well,
Where? Who? What is happening? Who
This
are
was
these?
this was at like
is it
at
like a
Starbucks.
chai latte, like the same thing?
Sort of,
Pretty much,
yeah.
as far as taste, at least.
No, I mean
No,
it's
chai latte doesn't have any coffee.
a latte is coffee. I thought
Yeah, but a chai latte I don't think has coffee.
chai. I thought was a type of tea.
It is, but I think they're using the term latte loosely.
But what I'm saying is it tastes like a mix of coffee and tea.
Oh yeah, but it's not actually.
Like
She is
chai.
correct. It is black tea with a mixture of aromatic spices and herbs. So it's technically not tea,
No, it's not coffee.
or it's not technically not coffee.
Yeah, but I imagine that's pretty much how it would taste.
Yeah,
No.
it would. I don't know what coffee tastes like except disgusting. So
I mean,
Okay, I have a question.
yes,
Is your favorite snack? Oh
I
no,
think
dang it. I
know
didn't want
mine.
to answer that question. Man. Can I ask a different question?
I think you've actually asked that question before.
Okay. Can I ask something else then?
Yes, since you've already asked that question before.
Oh, that's a good sign for my brain.
Don't worry, no matter what, it
Least
won't.
favorite snack.
Um.
It's actually not a bad question.
What is your least favorite snack?
One that I have to pay for.
Anybody else?
I am going to stare Zug in the eyes and say kitten jerky.
I'm gonna say ice cream because I think I established that as one of my least favorite snacks. One of the previous
Why would you
sessions.
do that?
Yeah, you have said that ice cream is disgusting in a previous
Yeah.
session.
Why?
Because it's not kitten
absolutely disgusting.
My least favorite snack would be anything where something had to die in order for me to eat it.
Oh, the stereotypical vegetarian answer.
I'm pretty sure the GM is not supposed to make fun of the players. He needs to put his wine down and start bringing me some snacks instead.
Oh, it's my job to bring you snacks.
Yeah, I buy the snacks, you bring them.
All right, well, Galfine, what is your question since you're the only one left? One of the easy things is to do what is your favorite fill in the blank.
Or your least favorite, like snack.
Who is your favorite member of the party?
Was
Ooh,
what?
who is your favorite member of the party?
Me.
No fair. He took my answer.
I knew. That's why I had to say it first.
All right, so 2 me's.
No,
my
hardcore was
my
saying
answer
no.
is
That was
he
the
took-
me.
Zug took my answer.
Okay.
That's my answer.
All right, fair.
I don't play favorites.
That's definitely Zug also.
That you're not good at it?
No. I mean, if we're being totally transparent, it's probably Galfine. But I don't play favorites.
I see.
I like
you
Meg
didn't
too.
want to hurt her feelings, so you so you changed your answer from Zug.
I like the ladies better.
All right, Galfine, your answer?
Pax.
Okay. You can't high five across the internet. Please don't break monitors.
That's good.
All right. So, your meal is good. Question time wasn't too difficult. So all of you know that you have another trip that you're going to have to go through through House So and across what may potentially have werewolves once more. Do any of you have any research or gear that you'd like to go pick up now that you have some extra money?
Can I use my what is it? Knowledge local or knowledge nature?
What do you want to look for?
Just to see what's going to be on the territory around where we're going.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Knowledge local?
Go ahead and give me knowledge local.
Not very good.
Nope. So yeah, you just kind of remember the stuff that you went through before as you went through kind of the farmstead. Knowledge nature doesn't really help you here because there's nothing nature related.
We're going to be going through nature.
That wouldn't help with werewolves themselves, though.
It actually that is a no. Technically, nature would not. Hold on. Before I say that, let me double check what type werewolves are. I thought they were aberrations, but maybe they're not. No, they're okay. Nature might work. Hold on. Please hold. Processing. Tom, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop dying.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I've literally been, like, on and off sick for, like, 2 months now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm really getting tired of it.
You should stop.
Yep, just shut it off.
Well, this past time, the heater went out at the house, so we didn't have heat for, like, 2 days, and that got me sick pretty bad again. It's fixed now, but it's too late.
So I will. Oh, I think shapeshifter. Weird. I'll give you some information about werewolves from your knowledge nature. So you already sort of knew about the silver being a requirement to hurt them. Let's see. What other stuff would you potentially get from a nature check? You know that they are meat eaters. They are carnivorous.
Didn't we already know that?
Yes, but they need to eat meat. It's a physical requirement. Like a werewolf couldn't decide to become a vegetarian. They would physically have
They haven't met me yet.
They would have bodily problems.
We'll make it work.
You also know that werewolves are naturally able to speak with other types of wolves as well. They're like exceptionally empathic to other forms of wolf.
Exactly, which is why they could be vegetarians.
Wolves aren't vegetarians.
No, but they're empathic to other animals.
No, they're empathic to other werewolves.
Which are animals.
Actually, they can communicate. They actually can communicate and empathize with other animals of any form. So yes. You also know that being bitten by a werewolf can turn you into a werewolf.
Oh, like zombies.
Similar, but not the same.
Do zombies exist here?
Yes.
Oh, really?
But zombies don't. In this world, zombies don't contract the disease the same way that zombies in other things do. Zombies are undead creatures created by necromancers bringing corpses to life.
But does the knowledge nature say, can a werewolf turn a zombie into a werewolf?
A werewolf cannot turn a zombie into a werewolf. However, a necromancer. Well, you need a knowledge arcana for the other side of this question. So.
You want me to do that?
Yeah, sure. Do you want to know the answer
I have it now.
to the question that wasn't asked? Alright, that's good enough to know that while a necromancer could turn a werewolf into a zombie, it would still only be in humanoid form, as the zombie would not have the skill necessary to morph itself into a werewolf, except possibly during a full moon, but you're not sure. If you'd like, start moving towards necromancy, animate some zombie werewolves after you kill a few, and then you can find out.
So if there's a zombie werewolf, though, even if they're in regular zombie form, would they be passing on lycanthropy through their attacks?
Zombies don't typically bite. So zombies in the role-playing world do not bite. They claw.
Okay, it's only if they did bite, they would, but they just typically don't.
Correct. So it's not entirely plausible, and maybe if you did more research, if you want to take some levels in some necromancy spells and start practicing at that, raise some werewolf undead and see what happens. So anything else you want to?
I think necromancy is a class or spells I'm not able to take because I'm an evoker.
Okay, I think that is correct. Pax, anything else you want to do?
Let me check.
Okay.
I feel like my spells I probably don't need to do when nothing is happening.
There are some things you could do. Let's take a look at your spells real quick.
But it feels like I should save them.
We have a day. You'll get them back before we leave.
Yeah. So you could do a detect magic to try to figure out what that thing that keeps happening every night is, and see if maybe you can see something here.
Okay, I did it.
Okay. So you use your detect magic, and you're kind of scouring around your room. You don't see any signs of anything magical in the room that would be causing this. No residue of anything magical. Let's see something here.
What about a reservoir of something magical?
No.
Oh.
Give me a knowledge religion, since you can do it untrained. Because you're a bard. Oh, nope. So for a moment you're thinking maybe this could be because your detect magic is arcane, and maybe there's some kind of divine energy here that you can't quite pick up, because it might be too specifically divine. Maybe it's like an influence of some religious order or something.
What's the difference between arcane and divine? Or
Okay, so arcane magic is the magic that wizards and to some degree bards and other spellcasters who tend to use that tend to channel magic from within themselves will use. Arcane magic doesn't require a deity to perform those acts of magic. You instead kind of pull the magic from the world and channel it through you. Whereas divine magic is the magic that is created by religion predominantly, or by some belief in a faith idea. So in the case of Charles's oracle, oracles use their magic not necessarily by the right of the deity, but by the belief in the philosophy of the deity. It actually gets even more complicated than that, but I haven't written the wiki entry yet, which is far too long. But you can read some of the details about it in the Pathfinder role-playing game book, which talks a little bit about stuff similar to how magic works in my world.
Pax is gonna have lots of homework to read pretty soon. So.
So I'll let you think on that for a little bit. Galfine, anything you want to go out and pick up?
Can I get some better armor?
Certainly. You can either pick up some armor from the trading post, or you can go back to your good old hometown. Or you could go out to the Goblin Metallurgist. Your choice. Now, there are benefits and negatives to each one. In House Rurik, if you want to get armor, House Rurik has the best overall quality of armor. So you will not be able to get masterwork armor from any of the other places, except if you can find some masterwork armor in the trading post, but it's going to be random and it's not necessarily going to fit. So you're going to have to pay an extra fee to get it fit, if it's even available to be fit. Because you're basically picking up somebody else's used armor, and it might be damaged, it might have other problems with it. The metallurgist in the goblin realm might have access to types of armor you wouldn't normally be able to get access to that are made out of metal. But goblins do like to take chances with armors and make new variations of armors, and sometimes not tell you that this is a variant version of some armor, or not tell you that a specific type of armor might have some sort of side effects on people, but they might ask you a lot of questions the next time you come back about what happened while you were using the armor. And again, I kind of expressed the trading post. The trading post, you're basically going to be it's going to be slightly more expensive, unless you're getting something used, and then you'll get it for a better price, but it might come with some negatives. So, where do you want to go?
Can I start with the trading post?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a knowledge local. Before we do this, by the way, is anybody else going going shopping as well for anything?
Do I have to buy the piccolo?
You would need to buy the piccolo.
Skill for?
Yeah.
Yes, then I need to buy that.
Okay. So you and Galfine can go shopping. Anybody else? Got anything they need to pick up? Okay, so sounds like just the two of you.
How much does a piccolo cost?
Nice poem there, James. So a piccolo. Do you want one used or new?
What's the price differential?
I will tell you in just a sec.
You didn't ask if I wanted a used or new ukulele.
Nope, because that you started your character with. It is assumed that you got a new one. So the question here is, you can get, there are three options. There are used, new, or exceptional new. So you can get like specially made ones that will fit better in your hand, that you can hold easier in your hand, and that will be cut a little more cleanly.
What is the price for each of those?
Did you give me a knowledge local? All right, no problem.
Do you want me to do it again?
Yeah, this is for a different thing. Galfine, you want to give me a knowledge local as well? I'll take out both of these at the same time.
24.
Sure.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
All right, so,
I apparently know things.
So Zug,
We
so Pax, you can pick up a regular piccolo for about 4 gold, or you can pick up a very well-made piccolo for around 95 gold.
Holy crap, that's an insane price differential.
Yes, but using the proper instrument does result in better effects.
But it's like 20-fold.
Yeah, it's the perfectly made instrument for whatever you want to play.
What happens to it?
Huh?
What if something happens to it?
And then you're on 95 gold. The same thing that would happen if you lost anything precious.
How much is the used one?
A used one will cost you 1 gold. And it doesn't necessarily... It's for a medium-sized person, so it's a little bigger than a piccolo that would be made for you.
But the new one can be my size.
Yes.
So it's 4 or 95?
Yes.
95 is a lot of gold.
Go
I think I'm
ahead.
gonna start out with the new one, but not the exceptional.
Okay.
So I just take 4 gold off of my sheet.
Yep, and then add to your inventory the piccolo. You, Galfine, feel like you hit the jackpot as you're shopping around. You are roaming around for a little while. You start thinking, like, all these things suck. I know there should be some good armor here. It is impossible that there can't, at the very least, be something that I can find. What type of armor would you prefer more? In basically your range of, well, let's go over. Let me look at a couple of things. I'm sorry. Hold on before I.
How much does a piccolo weigh?
Probably about 1.5 pounds. If that really.
That would be a very heavy piccolo.
Yeah, I've never actually
Can
held
I
a
say
piccolo.
a pound?
Sure, that's fine.
Because I think it's probably even like half a pound.
Alright, so I'm gonna do some quick rolling here. I don't have my dice in front of me, which is annoying. 1 sec.
Alright, while Steve's gone, I'm leveling up to level 3.
Nope.
Oh man.
Alright, so I'm gonna roll. You're gonna get a bonus to this roll to see what class of armor it is, and then I'm gonna roll to see what armor it is. Your natural 20 increases the odds of what you're gonna find, so you will only find medium or heavy armors. And you will only find metal armors unless you specifically are not looking for metal armor. Are you looking for metal armor or non-metal armor? Or both?
Metal.
Okay.
Metal, I think.
Alright, so that is going to be heavy armor. No, I'm sorry, that is with the bonus, that is going to be medium armor. Wait, why am I missing? Oh no, there it is. Okay. And then we've got 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4. I think double check something here before I. Alright, that is. Doing this the right order? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so you find a very, very good deal on breastplate. You're looking around at a couple of different items, again, thinking that, like, you just can't understand why you can't find a decent piece of armor. And then, like, you spot it. It's obvious that this armor hasn't sold very well because somebody made this breastplate for somebody who's of larger size. And obviously there aren't typically a lot of people about your size running around here. And especially not like your shape in the upper arm region. And you're looking it over, and it seems to have almost no dents in it, no dings in it. The clasps seem okay, like they lock into place really well. It looks like the only reason that no one is taking this armor is that it has a House Zoe insignia on the shoulder that's been like scratched out as best as they can. And it is only 125 gold, which is significantly less than the normal asking price for a suit of breastplate. They have other armors here too if you want to check for them, but this is the best deal, you're certain, by far.
And this is why you want to invite Zug with you. Not only would I be able to determine whether it was illegal to own that armor, I have appraised.
Okay, she's muted for the moment. She'll be back in a moment. All right, well, she's thinking on that. What are you doing, Harcourt?
First I need to level up.
Okay, so you're still in the process of leveling?
Well, I just need to get the level so I can get the skills so I can...
Okay, so to do that, in your character sheet, the first thing you want to do is go over to the configuration tab and change your... No, just under character sheet, you just have to go to configuration and then change your level next to fighter CAD to say 2. And then update your base attack bonus and your fort, reflex, and will to match.
Okay, hang on a second here.
No problem.
Just move. It keeps jumping.
Well, I moved it to configuration.
Oh.
Because I opened up your sheet to make sure I was looking in the right place.
It's... I don't see it.
Under class, you've got fighter CAD. Then the check mark next to favored. Level 1, you change the level 1 there to 2.
Oh,
no, not there. Yeah, on the configuration tab. I'll change it. Let's see if you can see it change. Did you see it change?
3, and that goes to 2.
Data blacked out there for a minute. Yep, you got it.
Everything to apply, blah, blah, blah. Humans get that extra rank and that right?
In your favorite class, yep, because you can choose whatever you want for favorite class.
I can put it into hit points, or I can put it into ranks, right?
Correct.
I'm going to put it into the hit points, so that'll be 7.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The thing I am going to do is I took a rank in magical device. I'm going to look in the book.
Okay. Did you have anything else? Oh no, you're at your max ranks. Okay. All right. So you're going to study the book. Go ahead and give me a use magic device check.
See how I do.
Okay. So you remember some of how this works, and so like you remember it was sort of like a sticker thing. You think so? You're kind of like trying to put your finger underneath there, and you're like trying to channel, like you're remembering kind of like what Kandor looked like when he was like trying to focus, and you like get a weird look on your face and just try to like peel it off there, and like the page just turns. But as you did that, you felt like the tip of your finger could touch the object, so you felt like you were making some ground, but not quite enough. You can make another retry if you want.